What is up, ladies and gentlemen? You can call me Kai Guy. Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and if this is your first time here, then welcome to you. I am your coach of the Washington WOOBAT in the DAPL, and we are here for our playoffs match going up against Trix. We are officially in top 8. If we win this, we move into top 4 of my first draft league since coming back to it. So either way, like, I'm pretty proud of our season overall, how we did. I don't think anybody really expected us to make a run through the playoffs. Looking at every predictions bracket through the last 2 weeks of playoffs, everybody had us as the majority losing for both games, and we ended up winning both of them. So regardless of how the outcome turns out today, I'm still proud of our performance, but that's because we're in top 8 doesn't mean we can't make it to top 4, top 2, and win the whole damn thing. So that's what our goal is going to be. Hello, Fiora, how are you? So we're going to go up against Trix. Like I mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and break down their team, what they could possibly bring, as well as our 6 team members, the ones that I chose and why I chose them. What do you want? You know, under my desk. No. You're such a nuisance, I swear. You're a cute nuisance, but you're such a nuisance. Anyway, let's go ahead and break down Trix's team. So they've got Iron Valiant, Gliscor, Zeraora, who is their Z Crystal user, Empoleon, Hydreigon, Victini, ORICORIO, Grafaiai, Cutiefly, and Glimmet. And their 3 Terra captains are ORICORIO, Cutiefly, and Glimmet. I'll be honest, I don't really expect the Glimmet or the Cutiefly to come. They just kind of seem like filler mons to take up space. I think the majority of the team is the other collective of mons. As for what they do end up bringing, I think obvious Iron Val is obvious. I could definitely see the Zeraora coming. Gliscor is pretty good into my team. ORICORIO is for sure coming. Probably, you know, I think he just brings the top 6, honestly. I think he brings Iron Valiant, Gliscor, Zeraora, Empoleon, probably Hydreigon or Victini, and then ORICORIO would be the last. That would probably be the assumption I would make. I don't think he brings Grafaiai. I don't feel like Grafaiai matches up too well against me, so I don't expect that to come, but if he does, he got me. But same thing with the Cutiefly and the Glimmet. I don't think we have to worry about them too much, but we'll see. Maybe I get swept by a Cutiefly. Who knows, man? Quiver Dance Cutiefly, new meta? We gonna find out. But that is Trix's team. Let's go ahead and break down the 6 I'm bringing, why we're bringing them, all that cool stuff. So first up, we have our team captain, Noah, the Mega Latios, holding the Latios side, of course, with Levitate. And the moves Agility, Psychic, Ice Beam, and Thunderbolt. So I wanted Latios to be one of our go-to sweepers for the week. Just because I felt like it's really good into their team. Like, listen to this coverage. So we've got Psychic for the Iron Valiant, we've got Ice Beam for Gliscor, we've got Thunderbolt for Empoleon, we got Ice Beam for Hydreigon, we have Psychic for Grafaiai. Like, a lot of, like, his main Pokemon, this thing does good damage to. And even then, like, Zeraora doesn't really want to be taking 2 Psychics after I Agility, because I will be outspeeding it. We can guarantee based on my moves, based on my spread and everything. So, honestly, this Pokemon looks really good into their team, and it's kind of going to be my win con. So, hopefully, we can get it kind of going and go from there. We're rocking the max special attack, Modest Nature. 460 special attack is honestly stupid. I love it. So, that should be pretty cool. And then we got a decent amount of HP, specifically 184, and then a little bit of speed, because guaranteed we outspeed basically any Pokemon in this team, barring some Choice Scarfers, as long as we get our agility up, because that'll put me at 274 times 2 is 548, I believe. So that puts us at a very solid speed amount. So we can outspeed actually a decent amount of his Choice Scarfers. We can outspeed, I don't know why he would bring Scarf Zeraora. That'd probably be the only thing that outspeed us, but even then I think it'd be close. No, actually, I'm sure Scarf Zeraora would outspeed us, but I don't know why they would bring that, but we'll see. So yeah, that's going to be Noah for the week. Next up is Gorg, our Quaquaval, holding the leftovers with Moxie, and the move Substitute, Rapid Spin, Aqua Step, Close Combat. This Pokemon also looks really good into their team if it can get going. So ideally what we want to happen here is we set up a sub, we get behind the sub, we can either attack something that's low HP with Aqua Step or Close Combat, and then get big damage off on it, hopefully knock it out, and then also get our +1 Moxie boost. And if we do go for something like Rapid Spin to get rid of hazards, or Aqua Step to get rid of hazards, or excuse me, Aqua Step to boost our speed, we'll be at +1 speed as well. So hopefully Quaquaval can kind of just snowball, because this Pokemon also looks really good into their team. Aqua Step does big damage to Gliscor, and Empoleon doesn't want to take a CC, same with Hydreigon. Victini doesn't want to take an Aqua Step. ORICORIO before Terra doesn't want to take an Aqua Step. So Quackaball also looks very good into their team. So if we can get this guy going as well, this could be very helpful for us. Rocking the leftovers to heal us a little bit while we got that substitute up. Max HP, max physical attack on this thing. I wasn't too worried about speed because honestly my goal is to spin away some hazards like some stealth rocks or something and then be able to pivot around. I wanted to try and fit flip turn on this thing, but I don't think I could be able to make it fit. I thought about doing like a Scarfer instead or maybe even Assault Vest, but this is the moves I decided to go for. Because getting that sub up could be pretty helpful to let us eat a hit from something like a Zero Aura. That would be a likely switch into Quackaball. So we'll see how that ends up going for us. But yeah, we got the max HP, max physical attack, Adamant Nature with just a tiny little bit of speed this week, and that's going to be Gore. Next up is Tora, our Clefable, holding leftovers with Unaware, and the moveset, Aromatherapy, Toxic, Soft Boil, and Moon Blast. So, looking at their team, I definitely want something to get rid of status, which is why, of course, Clefable is here. Clefable also is really good into something like the High Dragon. And depending on what type of Iron Valiant it is, Clefable could also be good for that. Especially offensive, we can kind of eat up hits decently well from it. But mainly it's here to stop the High Dragon if it tries a nasty plot. Or if the ORICORIO gets a bit out of hand with like Quiver Dances and stuff, I can go this thing. Since it's unaware, I won't be taking extra damage from its attacks. I can freely get off like a Toxic or just do standard damage on it with Moonblast. So that's why we got that Soft Boil there to heal myself, Aromatherapy there to whittle, to get rid of the stats on my side, and then Toxic is there to whittle down his team. Max HP, max special defense on this thing. So yeah, that's going to be the plan. Next up is Uni, our ORICORIO, holding the heavy duty boots with Dancer, Toxic Roost, Quiver Dance, Revelation Dance. So for this, I thought, what better way to counter an ORICORIO than with your own ORICORIO? That's kind of the reasoning behind this specific Pokemon. So the reason why I'm running what I'm running, we're rocking the max HP, max Def, is so that we can counter the ORICORIO. Because if the ORICORIO switches in and starts set up for Quiver Dance, I can swap into this thing. I'm Def, so I'll be able to eat up hits from it, and I'll also be able to get my Dancer activated, making it so that I will copy their boost, and basically everything that happened is null and void. Then I can freely go for Toxic on it, get a Revelation Dance off on it, because we're rocking the Terra Ghost this week. And then also I can have my own Quiver Dances, I can Roost to get my HP back, and I have Heavy Duty Boots so I won't take any, like, Stealth Rock damage or anything like that, or like Spikes damage after we Terra, because we are Terra Ghost, like I said this week, so we will lose our flying typing. So I'm hoping this thing can be a good ORICORIO counter. If something happens to Tora, I need to let it go down. But otherwise, I guess I have Tora as a backup if this thing goes down. So we got options for dealing with the ORICORIO because that Pokemon's very scary. Next up is Newt, our Crocolore, holding the EVLA with Unaware, Will-O-Wisp, Slack Off, Flamethrower, Terra Blast, rocking Terra Fairy on it this week. So we've got two options for Terras. We have this thing as well as Uni. I almost brought Celesteela here, and I kind of really thought about doing it. But Celesteela gets kind of hard-bodied by Zero Aura, gets kind of hard-bodied by Victini, by ORICORIO. So I was a little bit scared by that, and I really wanted something to handle physical threats, and I felt like Gliscor was maybe the best, or Crocolore was maybe the best. I did also consider Fizdef Latios for a little bit, but even then, like, I just don't really want to deal with that. Especially because how good, especially offensive Latios looks in their team. So I ended up going with Crocolore. It might end up not being the most useful Pokemon. It might get sacked off pretty early, but we'll see. We shall see. We're rocking the Will-O-Wisp to burn things, Slack Off to heal ourselves, Flamethrower for damage, and then Terra Blast, Fairy there if we decide to go Terra Fairy to catch something like the High Dragon, or even something like the Iron Valiant. We're knocking max HP, max Fizdef on this thing. This also could be good if he's a physically defensive or physically offensive Iron Valiant to get a burn off on it and then just be able to sit up in front of it. So hopefully that can happen as well. And last but not least, we have Nia or Meowscarada holding the Choice Scarf with Protean, U-Turn, Flower Trick, Knockoff, Triple Axle. So with this moveset right here, U-Turn is mainly for momentum. The Scarf lets us outspeed the majority of his team. I believe we outspeed his entire team, including some certain Choice Scarfers as well, based on our spread, because we hit 366 times 1.5, so we'll be able to outspeed a good majority of his team, basically everything. I think this is enough to outspeed +1 Iron Valiant if it's Quark Drive, like booster energy for speed, so we'll be able to outspeed that. A little bit of HP on this thing, and a tiny bit of defense and max attack. U-Turn's there for momentum. Knockoff is there to get rid of items on something like the Gliscor, do good damage to Victini, get rid of boots or lefties on ORICORIO on switch in. We've also got Flower Trick there to do big damage to something like the Zero Aura or the Empoleon. And then Triple Axle is mainly there for Gliscor to try and just get a big hit off on it. I don't know. We'll see how this ends up going. I thought about running Life Orb instead of Triple Axle, but I didn't really want to limit Nia this week, so I ended up going with the Scarfer instead, just to outspeed guaranteed basically everything on their team. And to have something that can guarantee outspeed Iron Valiant after it goes to +1 to get off a nice and powerful Flower Trick on it. So ideally that is the goal. So that's going to be the team we are going to be bringing here against Trix. Let me know what you guys think of the team down in the comments. What would you have done differently? What do you like that I did? All that cool stuff. And I hope you guys are enjoying the Draft League content. If you are, make sure to leave a like on the video. It helps me out a ton. And definitely subscribe if you're new around here because I want to keep the draft content going. And if you guys like it, I'll keep doing it. So I definitely will, we're coming to the end of the 2 leagues we're currently in. But if time persists and people want me to do another one, I know there's Discords and stuff where I can join one, so I might hop into one of those and be like, hey, what's up, hello, I'm Kai Guy. But if people really like it, I'll keep it happening, like all that cool stuff. But that's going to be our team for the battle this week against Trix, your Washington WOOBAT trying to move in the top 4, but first we got to get through the Elite 8. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I think the battle is time for it to happen. I will see you guys in just a moment. Alright, we are back. We got linked up with Trix, had the battle, and we are here for a little post-com action. So, looking at their team, it seems like we basically called everything they were bringing. We said Zero Aura, Empoleon, Iron Valiant, Gliscor, ORICORIO, and either Victini or Hydreigon, which it seems like they chose Victini over Hydreigon. I would probably agree with that statement, with that choice, I should say, because I feel like Victini's better in my team than a Hydreigon. Hydreigon kind of just gets bodied by Clefable or even something like a Latios, so I don't blame them. Likely leads here, I could see them leading with something like the Gliscor to get their Toxic Orb going. Maybe the Victini if it's Choice Scarf to get a U-turn off. Something like the Zero Aura as well to get a free Volt Switch. That kind of stuff. So looking at his team, I know I outspeed his entire team with my Meowscarada because I'm Scarf. I outspeed everything that could possibly be Scarfed except for maybe, like I said, if he's running Choice Scarf Zero Aura, which I don't know why they would be. So in my mind, I'm like, alright, whatever. I'm just going to lead with my Meowscarada, be able to get a free U-turn off on something, be the fastest thing on the field, maybe get a nice little knockoff off. We'll see what happens. So let's see. We lead Nia as they end up leading the Victini. So immediately right here, I'm thinking, okay, well, I can just freely go for knockoff on this thing. It's super effective. Will do big damage. Yes, I could get momentum off and everything. But on the off chance they also go for U-turn, like maybe they're Scarf Victini, I don't know. I just want to get a big hit off on this guy, so I'm gonna go for the nice and powerful knock here. As we see, it does a very, very solid 72%. We see they are heavy duty boots, so that thing, if we had Stealth Rocks, would now certainly be gone, dude. Another thing I was looking at to bring this week too, should mention was Mamoswine. But I felt like Mamoswine, I like it into this matchup, but it's just so much slower than the majority of his team that I'm like, I don't know. It definitely would have been a bit of a tough bring. I just don't know. Probably I would have dropped Rockalore, but then I would have had to move somebody to Fizdef, and then I guess that would be somebody like maybe Quaquaval or ORICORIO. But I don't know. I couldn't try and fit Mamoswine. I really wanted to, but like it was a close call. But we get that big knockoff off as we see he's going to actually end up going for the Yui. Do a solid 49% to me, and in comes Zero Aura. So, for some reason, I completely blanked on the fact that this thing is a Z-Crystal user. So, I was like, oh, just in case this thing is like a Leftovers bulk up set, or like, is like Choice banned, I'm going to go for the knockoff and get this thing gone. I think that's a good play, because I don't really have a switch in. I guess I should have gone Crocalore and everything. But I forgot that this thing was a Z-move user. So I end up going for the knockoff here. It does good damage, which it would have done a lot of damage if he was not a Z-Crystal user. But I forgot that it was, so knockoff's only going to do about 41 here, and you see he's going to go for the Plasma Fist, and unfortunately that was a big misplay on my part, and Nia is going to go down. So that sucks. Probably should not have done that, but you know what they say, live and learn. Bit of a misplay on my part for sure, but I got the Zero Aura weakened, and the Victini's nice and low as well, so we can kind of pick them off. So that's a plus at least. Now I have a free switch in here to my Crocalore, where I'm just going to freely go for Will-O-Wisp, as the ORICORIO play is the good call on their part. I thought about doubling out into my Quaquaval there, but I didn't feel like it was worth the risk, unfortunately, so I decided to just swap on out. I didn't really want him to like Plasma Fist my Crocalor as I bring in my Quackaball. That would have just been a bit of a dagger. We go for the little miss. We actually missed. Didn't matter. He's a fire type anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. And then immediately I'm like, all right, into ORICORIO we go, because this thing is a counter. As we see, he's going to go for the taunt. So I'm like, okay, I think that's fine. So right here, I thought about going for the Terra Ghost, because I thought he could switch into the Zera Aura to get the Volt Absorb off. But at the same time, I really want big damage off on the ORICORIO, and I'm still an electric type right now, so Revelation Dance will do good damage to him. So I was like, screw it, I'm not going to Terra yet, because maybe Terra Fairy Crocalor could still do something. So I'm going to just go for the regular Revelation Dance, and hopefully he doesn't switch, as he does. So he's going to get his Volt Absorb off, whatever, it happens. Kind of unfortunate, but what can you do? I also was taunted, so I couldn't really go for like Toxic or anything there, which is what I really wanted to do. I guess I could have doubled into something like Zero, or into something like Clefable or Crocalor as well, but I don't know, I wanted to get big damage off on the ORICORIO. So that was a bit of a misplay on my part. We see this thing, we bring Crocalor back in, it goes for Plasma Fist, absolutely swallowed it up. So we get that nice and free back. He brings in the Victini as I'm going to go for Slack Off just to heal myself back up to full. So it's as if that turn with the Zera Aura never happened. Thinking about what this Victini could do to me, we've seen U-turn, we know it's heavy duty boots, so it's not like choice locked or anything, especially because it's been knocked off. So I'm like, alright, well I guess I could just go for like a Terra Blast Raw and see what happens. As he ends up going for Toxic, which is a bit unfortunate for me, and Terra Blast is not going to do much to him, only doing 17%. A little unfortunate there. See, he's going to go for the U-turn here and do nothing to me, and bring in the ORICORIO. I kind of wished I would have, like, I almost brought Yawn on this guy, and I kind of wish I would have gone for it right there. A little unfortunate, but it's fine. Make do with what you got. So I'm going to go ahead and just probably swap out right here into my own ORICORIO again, because in my mind I'm like, this is still a counter, it's fine. As he's going to go for taunt, and I'm like, that's fine, doesn't matter. I'm just going to click Rep Dance anyway, it's fine. As he goes Zera Aura again, and I Terra Ghost this time, predicting that, and I get a Revelation Dance off on it, doing some good damage, doing about a solid 35%, so we take that. But again, Plasma Fist is kind of freeing my team, and now my Crocalor is on a timer a little bit, so that's a bit unfortunate for me. We see he's going to go for the Plasma Fist again, take me down to about 50%, and then Toxic will bring me under half. I mean, my Slack Off is kind of just free, but he can also freely go Gliscor. I cannot tell you how bad I wanted to click Will-O-Wisp that turn, dude, to try and burn it, but I was like, I can't. I need to Slack Off, because another Plasma Fist plus Toxic will KO me. So it was a smart play there to Will-O-Wisp, so he makes a good play bringing in his Gliscor right there, making sure he gets his Toxic Orb off. A better player than me would have definitely gone for that Willow right there, but sadly, I am not the goated player. He actually goes for the T-Spike here, which is a bit unfortunate for me, because I did not bring my Quillfish this week, so I don't really have a way to absorb that. I have Rapid Spin on my Quackaball, and I have, what's it called? Aromatherapy on Clef to get rid of poison on people. But the only people on my team who are heavy-duty boots is the only people who wouldn't be affected are the Latios and the ORICORIO, because ORICORIO is holding the boots, and Latios has Levitate. But right here, I know I can just freely Mega Evolve. As we see, he's going to bring in his Empoleon. I'm going to go for the Agility right here. And we see he's going to stay in. I go for the T-Bolt and do a solid 62 to him. He's going to Toxic me, so he's brought Toxic on one. He's brought Toxic Spikes, Toxic, and we don't know about the other ones yet. But we've seen a lot of Toxic so far. Very, very Toxic-heavy battle, it seems. He's going to bring the Gliscor back in. I wanted to Ice Beam so bad right there, guys. I really did. My issue is, like, I don't want to overpredict. I don't want to overpredict. So I feel like if I overpredict and I miss an attack because of that, I'm more on the back foot than I would be just attacking something. So because of that, I'm like, I'm just going to click the T-Bolt. If he wants to bring in the Gliscor, it's fine. I'll deal with it. He does bring in the Gliscor. A bit unfortunate for me. And then he pulls a solid double there into the Empoleon. I'm just getting, like, red every single turn. Like, at this point, I'm letting Latios get too low as well. This is a bad mistake on my part. Again, I'm just attacking what's in front of me. I should be just going for raw damage. And the Toxic is just wearing me down, dude. That was a big misplay on my part, letting this thing get nice and low like that. Huge misplay on my part. Because now Latios is basically on death's door, and in comes the Iron Valiant, probably just pick me off with Back Wave or something if I had to guess, and there it is. So yeah, my best Pokemon into their team is gone already. So that is a huge misplay on my part to let that thing go down and to not just like make those predictions. Because if I make those predictions, or I swap into Clefable and I get my Aromatherapy off, Latios can freely come back in. In the moment, I was like, well, I should just keep attacking, like, right now, because I'm already +2 speed and everything. But the better play definitely would have been to just let Latios do its thing and swap into Clefable and get my aromatherapy off so I lose the Toxic, especially because the Empoleon's still really low, so he can't keep doing that forever, that whole pivoting around and everything. That should have been my play, but unfortunately I did not make that decision. I bring in Clefable here as he brings in the ORICORIO. I really wanted the Toxic right here, but I thought the aromatherapy was my better play. So I'm going to get that off, get rid of the poison on my team, and I'm going to bring in my own ORICORIO, as he's going to go for Taunt again. And I'm like, again, that's fine, I don't really care. He's going to go for Quiver Dance. I'm like, that's fine. I'll be able to copy that thanks to my Dancer ability, so we are chilling. Fun fact, Dancer doesn't work if you've been taunted. Which is news to me, was news to everybody during the stream, news to everybody running the stream. Nobody had any idea this worked this way. I had no clue. My opponent apparently didn't even know. They just went for it, and apparently it worked. And then, like, everybody on the stream who was streaming the game and everything was like, what? I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't either. I was like, oh, that's bad. That's real bad. Okay. So that sucks for me. I went for Rev Dance right here to get some damage off on him, which is good, because, like, on the off chance that I could get some big damage off on him if he doubled into, like, Zero Aura or something, I wanted that to happen. He's going to Dancer, though, and get his Rev Dance off on me, which is going to do some pretty good damage. Like, I did a solid 37%. I do have Tora here, who is indeed especially defensive and can just sit on this thing right here. The only issue is I can't aromatherapy because I'm going to get taunted right here immediately. And that kind of sucks. So now I just have to go for pure raw damage. And now the Toxic is just doing damage over time to me. As he's going to freely QD again. I probably should have swapped into my ORICORIO there. That probably would have been the smart play as he QDs. But I did not, unfortunately, do that. And now Clefable is just taking more and more. I definitely should have swapped in on one of these Quiver Dances, man. That 1000% should have been the move. But unfortunately, I didn't do that. I think I bring in ORICORIO right here on the taunt. No, I let Clefable get taunted. I again try and go for aromatherapy. At this point, I've misplayed so hard this battle. In my mind, I'm like, it's over. It's like so over, dude. He makes the good play here, goes for the Roost. It's what can you do? He's gonna Air Slash me, does a solid 55%. I do get a Toxic off on this thing, thankfully. As we see, he actually does not have the Rev Dance. We've now seen his full moveset. Taunt, Quiver Dance, Roost, Air Slash. So he does not have Rev Dance. So if I would have known that, that could have been pretty helpful, but unfortunately, Celesteela would have walled this thing completely, dude. Especially defensive Celesteela. I never would have thought they would have brought no Rev Dance, honestly. That's honestly insane to me. But now ORICORIO is going to go down right here. And we're just sitting down the barrel of a +3 ORICORIO across the field. And I'm like, well, this is not looking good for our heroes, it seems. He's again going to go for the taunt, as I'm just going to try to soft boil there. And unfortunately, I can't do that. Mental Herb Clefable would have been a really good bring, I'm not going to lie. And I'm already like, yeah, it's kind of just over. Especially when he's flinching me like that. We can still have a chance if we can save, like, Quaquaval in the back or something, maybe. I do get a Moonblast off, so he will die to Toxic right here. So I guess that's pretty good for us. But now he can just freely bring in his Zero Aura, which is his fastest team member, or even the Iron Valiant. And Zero Aura kind of just works me. I don't know why I saved Clef right there. I probably should have sacked it. Plasma Fist goes off. Big damage. And I'm taking more and more poison as well. Gliscor comes in. I don't really have a... what I should have done right there is doubled my Quaquaval. That should have been my play, but I did not do that. And now Gorg has to get poisoned too, and we see he goes for the knockoff right there. Gets rid of my lefties, so I'm not going to be able to cancel out most of the poison, which is very unfortunate for me. And we see he outspeeds me, goes for the dual wing beat, and I'm going to die to poison next turn, so it doesn't really end up mattering. I go for Aqua Step. Does good damage, but like it doesn't really matter at this point. I'm on 3 HP, dude. Like, I have 3 HP in a dream. What do I do? As he goes Empoleon, I wanted to CC right here, but like, who the hell cares? It's over. Yeah, it's basically just the beginning of the end, unfortunately. If I would have had like something like Heavy Duty Boots on Quaquaval, I think that could have been a lot better for me than going lefties. But I ended up going with the leftovers there, and I think that was my downfall. Because I honestly think Quaquaval could have brought that back if I was Heavy Duty Boots. Because we know he was not toxic on the Gliscor because he was T-Spikes. I'm going to try and heal up and everything, but it doesn't matter. I died to a Scald next turn, and then Clefable just died afterwards too. I'm not sure why he's just going for Roost instead of just like killing me. I'm literally spamming a move that's not very effective on him right now. Not really sure why he's not just killing me, but I don't know why he's not just killing me. Like I'm very confused why he's not just killing me. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, it is what it is. If I would have brought Heavy Duty Boots on Quack, it definitely could have been brought back, like for shoresies. But unfortunately, I went with the not heavy-duty boots. I went for the leftovers there. So unfortunately, that is going to be the end for us. It was a solid season. We do end up going down in the quarterfinals in top 8. Yeah, I think honestly, heavy-duty boots Quack could have turned that around, like, truthfully. It definitely could have. Been a mistake on my part not running that. I misplayed really bad this battle. GG's to Trix. They played really well. I just misplayed hardcore. I didn't make predictions with my Latios in. I should have brought the heavy-duty boots on Quack. I didn't swap out to my Clefable to save Latios. I let Meowscarada die turn 2. Misplays all around, but what can you do? That's Pokemon. That's just live and learn, right? But yeah, that's unfortunately going to be the end of the season for us in the DAPL. Making top 8 in our first draft league back, though. Top 8 out of 64? That's not bad. Like, we'll take that. Like, the top 8 of the top 64, we'll take that's the upper 12% right there. We'll take that, dude. Like, not bad. I can show that I can still hang with the OG battlers and everything, the young guns, the new generation, all that cool stuff. So we'll take it. I'm pretty proud of my performance overall. Sucks that we had to go out like this, but it is what it is. We still were able to have a pretty good season, and it was fun playing competitive Pokemon Draft again after 6 freaking years. So it was a lot of fun. Definitely check out the. I'll try to remember to pin it in the comment. There was a stream of the game and everything where you can see the commentators break down our moves and all the games and everything. I'll try to remember to link that in the pinned comment on the video. You should go check out that stream because they actually do a post-game interview with me as well. That like talking about the game, talk about decisions and everything. So yeah, I'll definitely try to remember to link that in the pinned comment. So make sure you go check that out. Thank you guys for checking out the video. If you are new around here, please consider subscribing. We are on our way to 600 subscribers. That is my goal for the year, and I would really appreciate if you could help me hit that. Also, leave a like on the stream. It helps me out a ton. Helps new people stream. Leave a like on the battle. Helps me out a ton. Helps new people see the content. Maybe the reason that they see is because of your like, and YouTube pushed it out to them because of it. I don't know. I hope you guys are enjoying the Draft League content. I want to try and find some more leagues to join. We're still in the NBA right now. Playoffs will be starting the next coming weekend. Or technically, playoffs are already ongoing for you guys. Just I released the videos a couple weeks after the playoffs and everything. So make sure you guys are checking that out. Hopefully you guys are excited for those. And I'll see about getting another draft league going. Because I actually really have been enjoying it. So we'll see. I won't make any promises, but I've been having a lot of fun. So I want to keep it going. But yeah, really appreciate y'all checking out the video. I will catch y'all in the next one. Until then, though, I'm going to leave y'all with this. Thank you for your support. Go WOOBAT, and peace.